Hello, we are in the middle of the Indian Ocean. We are heading towards Diego Garcia, which is literally in the middle of the Indian Ocean. We came from Gun, in the southern part of the Maldives, and it's been a fairly long flight with pretty much nothing to see because there's no land. And we're heading towards Diego Garcia in the Chagos Island.
Charlie, Echo, Charlie, India, 27, radar vectors, RNAV, runway 13, report ready for descent.
Radar vectors, RNAV, runway 13, ready for descent, CCI-27.
Charlie, Echo, Charlie, India, 27, Diego Garcia, Navy landing runway 13.
Landing runway 13, CCI-27.
Charlie Echo Charlie India 27 altimeter 29er 71. Expect radar vectors for RNAV runway 13.
Altimeter 2791. Expect vectors for RNAV runway 13 CCI-27.
Negative altimeter 2971.
Altimeter 2971. Let's see how it goes. We are pretty close, so I don't know how this is going to work. Diego Garcia has a complicated history despite being very small and very remote. There's very little evidence that it was ever inhabited before the Europeans discovered it. First, the Portuguese sailors in the 16th century. Then it was taken by the French, and what the French did there was pretty much just plant coconuts. It wasn't a very large plantation, but they did bring people from India and Africa and Southeast Asia to work there and live there. And once the British took control of the islands after Napoleon, the plantations still existed. Also some oil works, plant oil works. The RAF built an airbase there in the 1940s for World War II, but things actually started to change when the United States asked the United Kingdom to build an American base there for use in the Cold War. By this time, the islands, the Chagos Islands, belonged to Mauritius, but Mauritius was still a British colony. It was a self-governing colony, but still a colony. And when the Americans began to build their base there, they and the British, of course, forcibly evicted all the Chagosians that had lived there for a couple of centuries now, in very inhuman conditions, that eviction, to be quite honest. So that's why the Chagos Islands and Diego Garcia in particular have been a very contentious point.
Charlie Echo, Charlie India 27, contact Diego Garcia Tower 126.2.
126.2 CCI-27. Okay, this is bad because we haven't been told to descend, we haven't been told to do anything. Tower CCI-27, 6,000 feet.
Charlie Echo, Charlie India 27, Diego Garcia Tower, wind 210 degrees, 9 knots, gusting 18 knots, runway 13 cleared to land.
Clear to land, runway 13 CCI-27. Okay, so yeah. Stop talking about the island and see if we can land in here. It's a modded airport, which might explain why the approach didn't work, or if it's because of beyond ATC or etc. But we are going to kind of try to do it manually. So there's the island. The island is at the airport's obviously at sea level, so I want to descend to about 1500 feet before actually landing. But anyway, it was just last year that the British finally agreed on a treaty to give the Chagos Islands back to Mauritius for good, except Diego Garcia, which would still be leased to the UK and the US for at least 99 years, and that would allow the Chagosians and the Mauritians to come here, although this didn't work at all. Although not on Diego Garcia, the island itself, because of the military personnel and equipment there. But while the treaty was agreed in 2025, it is expected to be ratified in 2026, but there is opposition from the current...
All aircraft be advised, information X-ray now current, altimeter 2972.
And yeah, since it's technically an American airbase, we get the American altimeter reading as well. Okay, so we can start turning back towards the island now. And there is opposition from the current American administration, and the fact that the British government is currently imploding also probably means that the Chagosians and the Mauritians are going to have to wait a while longer still. Okay, turning around, we're back 10,000 miles, 2,000 feet. I'll descend until 1,500 as I said. Let's see if we can get going here. It was a very long flight, as I said, and with nothing much to do. So, and it's been a while since I last flew. Life has been busy, so I'm a little bit rusty. But I hope I can go back to the 2 or 3 flights per week schedule. Okay, 1,500. Let's hold it here. Slow down so we can get flaps. Where's the island over there? It's an old mod, so it might not work very well. So we'll see. Okay, speed is still decreasing. And some lightning. Oopsie. And I completely missed the final turn. And thunder. Let's go full mixture. Not going to try to use approach mode, I'll just do this manually. Assuming the runway is actually there. Might not be. Okay. Flaps. I'm assuming this is the runway. It's hard to be sure. Yeah, it must be. That's not the correct, yeah. I'm kind of chalking this up to the mod, to be honest. Anyway, don't need autopilot now, let's get gear going. I am a bit fast for gear, but I don't think that's going to break anything. There's a runway. Oh, I think the mod added those ships here too. Yeah, it's an old mod, really, you can tell. Here it is. Again, it's just an airbase, there's no city, there's nothing in here. People say it's very beautiful though. It's actually not a bad thing to serve here, more or less. Food. There is a little crossing. Puppy lights don't seem to work, and there's a big crossing actually. Touchdown with just here we are. Diego Garcia. Next time, it's another long...
Charlie Echo Charlie India 27, exit next available taxiway.
Exit next taxiway, CC87. Next time, it's back up north, back to the Maldives. There's really no other place the Aerostar can go from here. But we land at a different airport in the Maldives to make things a little bit more interesting. Let's see some stuff that the mod adds as well, some military aircraft here. Anyway, thank you for watching. I'll see you then.